Hello and welcome. This is the first endurance race for us for 2021. We did a GRG 4 hours with 4 cars, 3 GT3s and 1 GT4. So a good thing happened with GRG. They managed to have a better servers with more capacity. So we have 36 cars on the track instead of the usual 22. So all four of us four of us managed to enter to the grid. We had some cars with 3 drivers and some of them with 2. We have 2 new members in TSE. I was driving with Pierce and Loic joined to Chris and Max's Aston Martin. So if you can see the number 46 Rising Phoenix by TSE is driven by Chris right now. We just managed to jump from P13 to P9. We had an amazing start. Chris managed to keep his position and ahead of the 970 Lambo. That is another car that is driven by Comfy and Theo. So the 3 TSE cars are next to each other, and we have one other car on the grid. It's a KTM driven by Briggs. Yeah, for the GT3 cars the start was good. For the GT4 car they managed to speeding on the start, so Briggs started with the drive-through, and because they're driving the GT4, some GT3 just spotted them, and they managed to kill Briggs KTM. So they went to the wall, and that happened in a very bad way. They roll back a little bit to the middle of the track, and even Chris and Pierce had to do a maneuver to avoid them, and McLaren's had to hit the wall. So it was not lucky for the GT4. For GT3 point of view, it was okay. Pierce in the McLaren did an amazing stint. First stint, he had some point when he managed to go up to P4. The only car from TSE who's using a built-in skin is the Lambo. So Comfy and Theo's driving the 327. They are in P5. They had some accidents, and Comfy were dropping back a little bit, but overall they managed to keep the position after the start, and the first stint was very successful for them. The speed was good. They don't have any issues with the car, no issues with the tires, and yeah, the same happened with the Aston Martin and the McLaren. No issues in the first 1 hour, and everyone just went straight to the driver's drop. Jumping out of time, this is the last hour, so the sun is already going down. Everything is getting a little bit darker. The driver started to get a little bit exhausted. Everyone was tired, and lots of mistakes happened. So if you can see, we have Lexus front of us, and the Lexus has damage on the front. Our car is just dirty, so we have minimal damage on the McLaren, and yeah, we have lots of dirt. We managed to keep the position, and everyone had a very safe race. We had technical issues on the KTM, so for the KTM this was on the best racing day. Marco has a technical issue with his steering wheel, and he had to call back to the pit and swap drivers because he cannot turn properly the car. That was a nice jump for me, and yeah, my last stint was better than the first one. So I was average 2 seconds quicker than in the first one. I did a 1:34, and I dropped down to 1:32, so I was way better. We had accident with the GT4. we touched someone, so we get 15 seconds of penalty for that one. And yeah, I spawned one other GT4, and I get a drive-through. So we was fighting for in this moment we're fighting for P8 to P10 position, because the P8 to P11 guys was in 15 seconds gap between each other, and we had a chance to catch P10. And after I just started to pushing a little bit too hard, I misjudged the braking point for the GT4. I give back the position for the GT4, so I lost like 6-7 seconds there. And yeah, this cost me lots of positions, and the steward just don't care about giving me the position. If you touch a GT4, if he didn't spawn, just losing 3 seconds, you get a drive-through. So yeah, that was unfortunate for us. This is the rules. I'm not 100% accepting the penalties in the same level as the incident what I caused, but yeah, we're accepting it. So what else I can do? We had a good race. We managed to finish in P12. I was 15.7 seconds ahead of P13, so I managed to keep the gap within the time frame. So it was definitely good. And if you can see, the Lexus has issues, so he definitely has a massive damage on the front. And yeah, I'm gaining on him. It was amazing. The McLaren felt good. The guys find a way better setup than what we started to use for the practice. And yeah, this setup just made the car like a dream. So we don't have really issues with any kind of curves or anything. So the car was stable and very good. And this is just a very rare moment when I'm driving a car and I overtaking someone who's ahead of me, and this is not just a blue flag, not a different category. So I'm pushing hard the Lexus. He has damage, so he's losing pace, and he made the mistake here, and I just don't give a chance to him to keep this position. So I managed to overtake the Lexus, and his teammate with the Ferrari is right behind me. I missed just this one, so this was my last track limit. I know it was not the best movement and not my cleverest moment, but I kept my position and I stayed ahead of the Lexus. So yeah, and I think in the next 1 or 2 laps I will punt in the GT4 and I get a drive-through. But from this moment I started to building gap on the Lexus, and my only goal was to build at least 15 seconds on them. And I think around 8 seconds was the gap when I have the drive-through. Unfortunate, but I really enjoyed the second part of the stint. As I said, I'm catching up with the GT4s. 2 Ginetta is fighting for position, so I'm super careful, and if you can see, I'm keeping my car far away from the GT4, don't touch him. I'm braking earlier to be super safe. Yeah, the apex was somewhere there. And this is the other Ginetta who's fighting for position. I'm going a little bit deep and I just touch him. I missed just the braking point, but if you can see, he's not losing position. The other GT3 what is behind me is a Bentley. I'm even leaving the Bentley to overtake me, and yeah, I don't know, for the Ginetta lost maybe half second, and to getting drive-through for this and losing 2 or 3 positions, I think it was a little bit too harsh. But yeah, this is racing. I made a mistake. I take consequences. Yeah, I cannot do anything, but I was a little bit pissed off because we have an amazing race, and we had a chance to finish in P10, P9. and if I need to pick someone from my team who has a little bit less eventful race, it's Comfy and Theo. They started from P5, they are in P7. They have a good race, no big issues, and this is the same Lexus what I overtake a couple of laps earlier, so they're catching up. And if you can see, Theo is using his turn indicator to left because yes, that's Chris. No, sorry, it's Max, but Chris's car. So Max is overtaking him because he's ahead. I think they are in P3 in this moment, and yeah, they have a moment when they meet each other, and you can see we are racing with each other, but when it's necessary, we let the teammates pass by much easier than maybe some others. And Theo just fighting back, and maybe he need to use some blinker fluid to show Chris he's slow, or Max, sorry. And yeah, the race for Theo's part was nice. They finished in P7, and yeah, I didn't hear any kind of complaint about the Lambo or any kind of issues. They don't get massive penalties, they don't appear for any issues. So yeah, the race for them was okay. Talking about boring races, I don't know if Winnie and Briggs can argue with me when I said they had a painful event last time. So Winnie got a GT3 in his tail, and there is another one. He just don't care, he's there. And yeah, this is your life in Zolder as a GT4 in multiclass. After 4 hours you still need to fight for your racing line, because the GT3 is just sanded. So yeah, they don't give a any kind of respect or any kind of part of the track to you. Doesn't matter if you are there. They racing with each other, they racing for position, and yeah, Winnie stays in the racing line and in track limits. But yeah, they had a little bit more eventful race than Comfy and Theo. Or me and Pierce. We had the drive-through and the 15 seconds penalty, but we had a very safe race. So we enjoyed every moment. Yeah, it was definitely fun. And here is a Lexus with the damage. He's still faster than GT4, and the Bentley just, yeah, hi, I'm still coming. So yeah, I highly respecting the guys to manage to bring the KTM around and finished in P6 position. It was a good race for them, and yeah, they had a moment when they were last, and they finished lots of ahead of lots of GT3s, because 26 GT3 started the race and only 19 finished it. We had a guy who punted us and spun on McLaren. That was a Lamborghini, and they get a DSQ, so definitely this was on the safest tunnel for every drivers. And that Mercedes is driven by some Hungarian guys there, and they are cool guys. We raced with them in last time, and yeah, it was good for Briggs and Winnie, a little bit less for Marco because he had the technical issues with his hardware. But yeah, they managed to finish the race. And let's talk about the Aston Martin. So they have 3 drivers, Chris, Max, and one new driver, Loic. And they fighting with Kieran's Ferrari. So Kieran was part of TSE, and they're not driving with TSE colors anymore, or he not driving in TSE color at this moment. And we racing with them. So Max is reducing the gap. He definitely getting closer, and he's faster than the Ferrari. they managed to go very close to the Ferrari. One GT4 is on the way, so yeah, this is slowing down the Ferrari a little bit, and even the Mercedes from GT4 is not fast enough to have them to bear the in-out gap. And now the P2 and P3 position fighting with each other. Max is managing to getting closer, and this is when the Ferrari is starting to defend the positions, and Max made some small mistakes, and this braking was a little bit misjudged, and the Ferrari just left the track. He didn't get damage, he just a little bit spun around. So this was a mistake from Max side, but yeah, we know the Ferrari drivers, they are a friend of us, and yeah, this will be this position will be gave back by Max when they have a chance for that. Yeah, talking about eventful races, so the Lambo and the McLaren was kind of a chilled race. Max has lots of issues with Kira's Ferrari, and yeah, that Ferrari closed the door front of the Aston Martin, didn't leave any space, and yeah, as expected, the Ferrari spun. Max managed to bring the car home in P2 position. They crossed the line in second place, but they appealed for this accident, and the stewards gave 15 seconds penalty to the Aston Martin, so 46 ended in P2, but with the off-race penalty they finished in third position. It was definitely a good race for them. The drama what happened after was a little bit nasty, so effective immediately Kiran is not part of the TSE anymore, and yeah, this was not sportsmanlike what they did, how they commented, and definitely if you're trying to crash someone after a race on purpose, don't do it on stream, or at least if you do it on stream, just stay silent. So yeah, we try to appeal to the 15 seconds penalty. Was harsh because they caused the accident on purpose. We said yeah, maybe it's on purpose, but it's still the accident caused by the Aston Martin. So yeah, the stewards was a little bit stubborn, and they made a decision what we didn't agree, but it was end of the day, it was a good race. We enjoyed, we laughed together, we watched lots of mistakes what we made, and we have 2 new members for TSE, and sadly we lost 1 member from TSE, but we're looking forward for the next races. So we have lots of other races. I will come a little bit more often. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay cool. Cheers.